Hi guys! So I'm so excited to read our story of the week this week. It's called A Plump and Perky Turkey, and it's written by Teresa Bateman. So just from looking at the cover, I want you to see if you can predict what you think this book is going to be about. So let's take a minute. All right, let's see if you're right. So these are some of the words that we might need to know, some vocabulary words to make this book make sense. So our first vocabulary word is the word feast, and a feast is a large and elaborate meal. When you're feasting on something, you're having a lot of food. It's not just like going and getting a regular dinner. Plump. So when we use the word plump, we're talking about it being full or round or chubby. So you can see that this little hamster is very plump. Pose. When you pose for something, you hold it in a position to take a photograph. So these kids are posing for the camera. Clever. When you say someone is clever, it means having a bright and quick mind. It's another word for being sharp or for being smart. And camouflage. To camouflage is to hide or disguise by blending into your surroundings. So in this picture, you can see that the frog is camouflaging itself to the tree. And what we're going to work on this week is we're going to work on asking questions because strong readers ask questions. When we're listening to a story, we want to be thinking about things, so we might have questions. And why we ask these questions is we want to make connections to other things. We want to make sure that we understand what's going on. Because if there's a word that I say that you don't know, you want to ask a question about that word so you really know what that sentence meant. And then you want to know what unknown words are too. And you want to make predictions. We have questions so that we can think about, what's going to happen next? So while we listen to this story, that's what your job is going to be today. I want you to start thinking about some questions that you have about this book. Because after we're done reading, you guys are going to get to think of some questions that you might have about the book. So A Plump and Perky Turkey, and it's written by Teresa Bateman, and it's illustrated by Jeff Shelley. The people in Squaw Valley were downhearted and depressed. Thanksgiving was approaching, but without its special guest. So this is a rhyming book, so you guys can try to think about the word I'm about to say too. They couldn't find a turkey for the feast that they had planned to eat. So there's that vocabulary word feast. Remember the big meal. It looked like they were making do with bowls of shredded wheat. Plump and perky turkey is what we need, they all agreed. But finding turkeys nowadays is a very hard indeed. The birds have gotten smarter, and they all seem quite aware that it's best to disappear when autumn leaves are in the air. So what that's saying is autumn leaves, remember, are like fall leaves. So when fall comes around, those turkeys are starting to try to hide because they know that they're going to be hunted for Thanksgiving. A plump and perky turkey. Stomachs rumbled at the thought, but how to trick a turkey into jumping in the pot. Then Ebenezer Beezer had a thought pop in his head. If we can't find a turkey, let's have one find us instead. We could hold an arts and craft fair, he declared with wink and grin, a fair with one grand turkey prize that all of us could win. And since our goal is turkey, and that's the theme we'll take to heart, we'll fill our fair with folks and fun and tons of turkey art. We'll make turkeys out of spuds. The word spuds. Look at that picture and tell me what you think a spud is. That's right. A spud is another word for potato. So we'll make turkey out of spuds. We'll make turkey out of clay and rope. We'll make turkeys out of oatmeal, and we'll make turkeys out of soap. We'll hang a bunch of posters in the forest way down low to invite some turkey candidates to model for our show. Why, even turkeys understand, as everybody knows, you can't make turkey art without a turkey there to pose. The people in Squawkville held a poster jamboree. They plastered their creations onto every single tree. And so if you look at their posters, it says model wanted. So remember, a model is someone that's going to pose for their art. Now, it happened in Squaw Valley, lived a turkey known as Pete. He was cocky, he was clever. So remember, what's that word clever mean? It means he's bright, he's smart, and he really liked to eat. while he strutted through the forest, Plump and Perky through the pines. He was startled and intrigued by all the interesting signs. With a proud and jaunty gobble, he gave out a hearty cry. A plump and perky turkey? Well, I'm sure to qualify. So it says model wanted a plump and perky turkey for the Squaw Valley Art Show. Pete applied for the position and he strutted plump and proud. He could hardly wait to model for the large and eager crowd. You're hired, yelled Beezer, for the folks had all agreed that Pete the Perky Turkey was the answer to their need. 'Twas the week before Thanksgiving when Pete posed to do his part, and the artsy-craftsy townspeople started making turkey art. So you can see he's posing for the picture. They made turkeys out of spuds and out of clay and out of rope. They made turkeys out of oatmeal, out of paper, and out of soap. Thanksgiving Day, the artwork done, they asked the model down to judge their homemade turkeys and to pick the best in town. Now, when the judging's over, Beezer whispered with a smile, we'll tuck that model turkey in the oven for a while. Let's see what happens. Pete judged every piece of artwork as the hungry crowd all cheered. He stopped to take a closer look, and then he disappeared. So look, he's hiding in all those turkeys. There were turkeys made of spuds. There were turkeys made of rope. There were turkeys made of paper. There were turkeys made of soap. The room was full of turkeys in a wall-to-wall collage. For a clever bird like Pete, it was the perfect camouflage. So he knew to dive in there and hide right in those turkeys. He's over there, old Beezer said. He's here, said Jacob Green. They searched among the turkeys, but the bird had fled the scene. A note in turkey scrawl they found, half hidden on the lawn. Goodbye, I took my modeling fee, and now I am gone. Oh, the people in Squaw Valley were left feeling rather blue. And when you're saying you're feeling blue, you're feeling sad. The only turkeys left in town appeared too hard to chew. Oh, well, said Beezer brightly as they gathered round to eat. Right now, at least, I'm thankful that we still have shredded wheat. That day, folks learned a lesson that stuck firm with them forever. A plump and perky turkey can be pretty doggone clever. So they thought that they were going to trick the turkey and ended up the turkey tricked them. We're going to work on ordering what happened in this story, okay? So I have a thing that you're going to tell me what happened at the beginning of the story, what happened in the middle of the story, and what happened in the end of the story, okay? So for example, you could say in the beginning of the story, the people in Squaw Valley wanted a turkey, but they couldn't find any because they were hiding. All right, guys, so what you're going to do next is you are going to connect to Seesaw and you're going to tell me what happened in the beginning of the story, what happened in the middle story, and what happened in the end of the story, okay? So I want you to think about, what happened at the beginning of the story that I can talk about? And then what happened next in the middle and what happened at the end? So you can record yourself saying that, and then you're going to submit it on Seesaw, all right? All right, you did an awesome job. Thank you.